In addition to exposing new musical acts and people, we have presented some of the very best new young comedians. Here's a man who's making his major television debut on our show this morning. I like his act. I love his name. Here's George Miller.
How you doing? Okay. Hello. Hi. Good evening. I have no act. I just do greetings. You know what? People, they ask you questions if they know you're in show business. They're curious. Sometimes they're nosy. They say, well, what did you do before? Or do you do anything else? I was working here at NBC in the mailroom for a long time, sorting the mail from 9 to 5. Boring. But I found out there was a lot of fooling around going on. And then if a guy was a good lover, the girls would call him a 10-center. Say, Larry's a 10-center. Oh, yeah? And if the guy was really good, they referred to him as a 13-center or air mail. That's right. That's what they say. Yeah. You have any idea what it feels like to be known as postage due? I don't think that's too humorous. I guess my mom was my favorite relative. It's like you like your parents, right? Most people do. But sometimes parents can really make you feel insecure, I think without meaning to. Like on my 20th birthday, instead of saying, happy birthday, George, and all that, my mom had to bring up the fact that Charles Percy, the senator from Illinois, when he was 20, he was the head of Bell and Howell Corporation. Can you see that? A 20-year-old kid? Yeah, we'll have a stockholders meeting at 10 o'clock. I'm flying to the coast at noon. I'll be meeting with the president of General Motors at 5 p.m. When I was 20, I was working at McDonald's. You want lids on these? Mothers say stuff nobody else in the world would say, too. Like, she was down here visiting during the 71 earthquake in Los Angeles, and I had taken a sleeping pill, and I slept right through it, okay? So 5 years ago, right? To this day, the woman has never let me live it down. I did everything I could to wake you up that day. I yelled at you, I screamed at you, nothing I could do would wake you up. And then she says something I still can't believe. She says, you spoiled the whole earthquake for me. Like she would always give lectures. Even if she didn't know a person, she would feel free. Like one time we're on a bus, and there's a kid maybe 9 or 10 years old. He's got his arm dangling out the window, you know, like kids do. And my mom did know him, but she had to give a lecture. Young man, that's a good way to lose an arm. The kid was sarcastic. He said, thank you. Could you tell us some of the other ways? And she would forever yap about getting a, college education. So finally I gave in and I went to the University of Washington up in Seattle, a wonderful school. I majored in registration. I was just there for 2 quarters and then I had to leave. There was some confusion about a grade point average. But, the course I remember at the UW was Married Survey 101. And the first day in class, a professor asked me, he said, how many kissable areas do you know? I said 5. And a French guy in the back yelled, 119. And he asked another guy, and the guy says, I know 8 kissable areas. And the French guy in the back yelled, 119. And he asked a real innocent-looking girl in the front who said, well, I only know 1 kissable area, the lips. And the French guy in the back yelled, 120. My mom told me that one. She's in the state hospital waiting for Beat the Clock to come on. No, that's an old joke, 120. That's the only old joke I do. And sometimes if you do an old one, it can be tricky because you might have somebody in the audience. They know the source and they'll yell it out like I did that one a few nights ago. And there's a guy in the back of the room. Playboy magazine, he got that one from Playboy. I said, okay, this guy thinks he knows jokes. I'll put one in that's really obscure. And the guy got it. Reader's Digest, 1944. This guy is on top of it. I'm going to put one in there's no way he could know it. And the guy got that one, too. Teamster Union newspaper. I said, my God, the Bible. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.